For early access to new episodes and other exclusive content, go to patreon.com/MiharuTheFox. Hey guys, it's Miharu and welcome back to SpyroCast. This is episode 56, and today I have with me back on the show for the first time since episode 27, Shooter, aka Lore of the Dragon.
Hello. How you doing?
So, what have you been up to since you were last on the show?
Oh boy, I'm gonna be honest. It's been long enough that I don't remember. I remember there was I did the podcast, and then I guess I just did what I usually would do, make lore videos, kept going. I think there was the one big cinematic I made for one of the Spyro communities, 23. And then I think, I think it was 25. I actually stopped making videos. It took some time to kind of focus on some other things, and then obviously I'm back now. And it was funny. I came back. I'm like, oh yeah, I should go talk to the people I knew at some point. And one of the people I went to was Canadian guy, and then Miharu. And then right as I'm like, oh yeah, I'm just getting back into stuff and easing things. I was like, hey, you want to be on a SpyroCast? I'm like, yeah, let's do it. So yeah, I'm here now. I've just been chilling, I guess.
Yeah, it's true. It did happen that way. So it's been 5 years since you were on, I guess. I guess what have you been up to in the last 5 years? Exactly what have you been doing?
Well, when I started doing my break, I took a lot of the time I was working on editing, kind of finding what I wanted to do and seeing what I valued. And it was a lot of, I want to exercise creative stuff. So I ended up doing art a little more. I wrote this giant basically fan fiction, but it was a world building project for a Spyro comic, which somehow has breached containment, and it's 120,000 words.
Wow.
And I wrote that while I was doing the channel and while I was on break, and that kind of got outside of that community, got into the Legend of Spyro community, and I have to walk around now metaphorically, and people will go, yeah, so what's up with that giant document? I put my head in my hands. I'm like, oh no, it got out.
Your Google Doc got out.
Yeah, the Google Doc got out. I'm canceled, man. I have to get off Twitter.
So yeah, you've been up to a lot. You were working on Glide.
Yeah.
I know that you worked on the Glide prologue.
Yeah, I was one of the writers. It was honestly, my role kind of shifted here and there. I was working with another writer, Rurik Redwolf, that I'm still friends with, and actually a lot of us from that core dev team are still friends, and we still talk.
That's good.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because I ended up kind of making something for the other writers' stuff, or giving him some pointers, because I would usually do world building, and I've always been doing world building for I want to say 10 years, but it might be more, which kind of explains why I got into the lore of games and kind of why the channel is the way it is, because I'm like, oh, I really like this little detail that no one would notice. Let me go talk about it for 10 minutes.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then as for the I think the programmer, I still talk to him occasionally. I think there was a couple of projects that he was working on, student projects that I got to see, and I don't know if I got to play all of them, but they were pretty cool. And then one of the animators, if you know, works at Glitch Studios or whatever the name is. So we would end up seeing stuff that they would make, and they'd post on YouTube, behind the scenes of how they animated those shots. Which, when I thought about it, I was looking at all the things they made, and I'm like, wait a minute, you did what? And I'll just watch. I'd never seen Digital Circus before that, and then I ended up watching it. And I watched some of Murder Drones, watched some of the 3D glitch stuff, and I sat there, and I think I took about 5 seconds where I just stopped thinking, and then I looked at them in the voice chat, and I was like, wait, you did that? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, ooh, how do I know these people? It was such a weird revelation to oh, I'm just working with these people, by the way. I just know these people. So I got part of I guess what I was doing over the last 5 years was figuring out, man, I got some friends with some real big talents. I don't even know that.
Yeah, I feel the same way when I do voice acting sometimes. Like,
Yeah.
I look at the people in my space and I'm like, wow, they're so good. How do I know them?
Yeah. That's the really cool thing about networking, honestly. You meet people that have like all these really interesting stories and all these really like their skill level is way up there. And you'll just be hanging out like, oh, you want to go play like you want to go play Helldivers? Like, yeah, sure, let's go play Helldivers. Like it's such a weird feeling, and I never expected to get to that point. And I would assume that's the same way with you in voice acting. I can't imagine. Like I think I can't remember if this was true, but obviously for Glide we had the voice actor of Sly Cooper there, so we got to talk to him. I don't know if you did.
No, I didn't. I didn't really get to talk to anybody who was involved in Glide voice acting wise. But I know that. Well, the thing is, a lot of my friends were part of that project as well, like Travis and Teal.
Oh yeah, it was big. That was that kind of.
And a couple others too.
Yeah, I got a lot bigger than what we thought. Actually, like I don't think any of us expected there to be that many people signing up.
Yeah, it turned out great.
Yeah, I'm just, at least I hope that people, had some fun with it. I mean, I haven't talked about the game personally, publicly, after we all kind of went our separate ways. But I mean, I hope people had fun with it, and we're able to start something. I know one of the, I don't remember if this was true, and it was the thing I was going to say before I got to the Sly Cooper thing. I think one of the Amazing Digital Circus actors was also there. I don't remember exactly. Like I can't fact check it right now, but they might have been there. And I was just, when I heard that, I'm like, what? Huh?
Yeah, it's possible. I don't know who that would have been, because there were so many dragons, and then there were so many different voice actors, and it was a mix too. Like, it was a mix of like experienced people, like, veterans in voice acting, and then like you had amateurs like me, and then people who had never done it before. So it was a crazy mix.
Yeah, it was. It was pretty cool to see, honestly.
But anyway, off from Glide and on to the Spyro stuff.
Oh boy.
A Realm Beyond. Let's talk about that.
Oh, that's the thing that guy says. I know that guy.
Let's talk about it.
Oh yeah, we talked to him a couple of days ago. He sounded like he was on his phone the entire time.
Yeah. Hi, CG.
Hello. I'm gonna link this to you, and you get to watch it and hear me talk about you. Yeah. Realm Beyond. I was, I don't even remember what I was doing. I think I was just like sitting there, and I start hearing about all these things going on, and I took a step away from Spyro. Except for some like smaller circles, because I just kind of needed a break from everything. And I definitely think that it helps creatively, because at some point when the channel, I think when I made that last video on like December 31st of 24, I was just burnt out. That was pretty much it. Then when I heard like, oh, there's some stuff going on, like everyone else was, piquing their interest. I'm like, oh, I guess I'll go chime in. The first thing I did was I guess that like nature video for Legend of Spyro, which I'm still surprised people like those, because it was really just me rambling about a level for like 10 minutes.
It's like, and here you can see that the grass is greener than over here.
It was pretty much that. It would just be like, oh, I'd go. Literally, my process for those videos was I would go through the level, I would note down what I saw, and just write it down. Like, it was just genuinely just me going, oh yeah, no, here's this. And if I couldn't find a name for something, I'd go into like the wiki, and then or look at concept art, and that would be it. But it would really just be, oh, I get an excuse to play through the Legend of Spyro. Yeah, let me just do that. That's easy. But really, when I started to see that, I was like, oh, let me go make this video about, what would I like to see, stuff like that, because I tend to think, because I'm not necessarily, and you can correct me on this, going to view it necessarily in the same way as some people, because I'm more like, oh, let's go look at the lore implications for this. Spyro is not a very lore heavy series, if I'm being completely honest. So looking at the implications of this, wow, this blade of grass is slightly different. Let me go talk about that for 8 minutes. That might be a me thing. I don't know if it'd be, great for everyone else.
Well, like, I mean, hey, you say you're crazy for doing that, but literally Bianca blinks in a weird way, and I'm like, hold on, we have to discuss that. Like, it's the same for me.
Yeah, I got the same thing with the Aether crest. It's so bad. Oh, but the weird thing about the video with like getting into all the stuff I want, I was just hanging out and I'm talking to a Canadian guy, and I'm just describing this video, just whatever, and he literally just goes, "Hey, can I join in on that? Like, is that it?" And I just go, "Yeah, sure, sounds good." And the entire process was I wrote my script, I recorded it. He did something and recorded his own thing. I edited them together, and for some reason it worked. And it was just us rambling about, we want to see this for like 24 minutes. And that was it.
Wow.
I don't know how it worked. It just kind of did. I accidentally got myself a collab because I was talking to a friend of mine, and he basically said, "Yo, I'm in." And I said, "Bet." And that's how we did it.
Honestly, that seems to be happening a lot lately. And that's one of my favorite things about it, is because, like, Spyro's back. It's like, it's crazy to think about, because we haven't had this type of hype and, this feeling of like, hey, everybody wants to collab and everybody, wants to talk about it, like, since the Reignited days.
Yeah. Well, I'm definitely thinking, I'm happy for the rest of you guys, honestly, because you've been waiting longer than, me. I mean, we kind of put it on the live stream. I'm a Spyro LARPer. I'm not a true fan. So, seeing the rest of you true fans, actually celebrate, the thing you grew up with is, really cool to see. And all the things you guys are talking about and all the memories. I'm like, oh, that's neat. Now,
but you saw the light.
That is true. I'm seeing the light. That I have the live stream. We are doing it live. I also lost the entire save file, so I have to go replay everything I played and then continue on from the previous point of the live stream. So I will see the light twice.
That's
maybe
good.
Even a third time. Yeah, it's good.
It gets you familiar with it.
Yeah, exposure therapy. That way I can be able to roll against those dogs on a toasty. Those things are a nightmare.
One time it works.
It doesn't work. It did not work for me. It was.
Then if it doesn't work, then you did it wrong.
You see, if you did it wrong, if it doesn't work, you're stupid. you bad.
Then that sounds like a you problem to me.
Yeah, maybe it is. Maybe I'm not in it for the roll tech. I'm in it for the charge tech. But I literally just would. I flamed the dog, I charged away, and I just go back. I did like a giant like figure 8 around the thing. It was great, and it worked. I got it. Yeah. I got through the level.
It's because you're too busy looking for lore implications in a game from 1998 in which like this was their first game and they had no idea what they were going to do afterward.
Oh, yeah. See, the worst part is about that, I was looking for things that were similar to Reignited so that I could like piece things together, except this is a game from 98. I was actually looking for like little details, and I remember on the live stream I was like, oh yeah, no, this is different. I think it was Alpine Ridge or something. Is one of the levels of Magic Crafters, and I was like, wow, they really changed this. It looks a lot different in Reignited, and the response I got was, yeah. Yeah, it does, man. Like,
it does. Like, like you're not wrong. They changed it.
Wow, thank you, Captain Obvious. You've pointed out I wouldn't have figured it out myself. Yeah, that live stream was fun. That was pretty. And then it just came to me, A Realm Beyond as well. The trailer or the teaser, whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
How was the process for your video on that? I know this is your podcast and you ask the questions, but this is a question that I can answer with another, whatever.
Yeah.
How is the process of making your trailer video? Just so I know.
So my reaction?
Yeah, like the reaction, and then like if you made an analysis, like how did you go about making that?
Okay, well, my reaction, the thing is, I was ready. I knew it was gonna happen because I had gotten the chest. So
Hmm.
I was like, I was right there and I was ready to record. And then as soon as I saw it, I was like, I knew. And, I recorded the reaction and did some like quick thoughts afterward. Unfortunately, see, that day, the announcement came at a weird time because that day I had like two things to do, like
Oh, oh no.
personal stuff, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh my god, like really, did this have to happen today? But so after that I had to do some other things, but yeah, I did that really quick, and that did pretty well. Actually, that's my most viewed reaction that I have on my
Oh,
channel.
oh yeah. Oh, yeah, it makes sense. I mean, that's pretty big.
And then I did like another kind of trailer thoughts sometime later. And I mean, what I did really was just kind of look at the comments of my reaction, or like, what other people were saying about the trailer, and just getting the concerns that people had, and then like giving my thoughts on what the brief amount of gameplay looked like, and where the story could possibly go, like who the villain might be. It was just small things like that.
My my process, because you won't know where it's going. So, uh, I the trailer drops, and I'm watching it with some people, and I'd been just watching the the Xbox showcase because I'm an Xbox fan, or at least I was, and then I switched to PC, but that's another story. Uh, so I'm like, oh yeah, they got Gears of War, they got Halo, all this stuff, and then Spyro drops. I'm like, oh,
Oh.
I've got to make something. So I had like, I think I got the video out like 6 hours later. I don't remember, but it was, I wrote a script. Yeah, I had a script. I rewrote it. And I think I rewrote it like 2 or 3 times to get all my thoughts down, like all things. And then at some point, I basically said, you know what, screw it. I'm going to improv the entire thing. So I improv the video after already making a video or a script
Oh my god.
already. And then I edited parts into it while I was doing that. While there's a bunch of other, things going on. And at the same time, I'm trying to get like an analysis done the best I can while also trying to be as fast as possible. I am relatively sure when news drop, that is the fastest I've ever done something. And it took me 2 attempts to get it right. And then I said, nah, I'm good. And then I just improv the entire thing. And that was it. So I think you can tell by watching the video, because I'm not always, I guess, as monotone in the video, that I am just going off of my own thoughts. And the best part was, because my AC was broken and it's, June, I was burning up because like right now I have my air conditioner going on like an energy saver cycle. So I only had 2 fans, and they were like, little like tower things that like rotate every now and then. I had one that's sitting still right next to me, but I had it off. So it's like 90 degrees. My room is baking me like an oven. My computer is going, and I recorded for like 20 minutes.
Oh.
And by that point, I had to I end the recording. I think it's maybe at some point I listened to it. I said, nah, that's not good. So I had to re-record it and re-record parts because it didn't sound good. And then I edited those together, made sure they sounded like it was a continuous thing, and then actually posted the video.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have to re-record stuff all the time.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. But I got it out, which surprised me. I didn't think I would. I had a similar process with a second video that was like 30 minutes. And then I realized that I didn't want to make a 30-minute video on a trailer that I already talked about when it was like 2 weeks after it came out. I'm like, no, I'm okay. I'm okay. I'll just make a smaller video. And I did that. But that was the process of making my video, which somehow came out really quickly in comparison to everyone else or everything else.
Mm-hmm.
I still don't know how it happened.
Yeah. Luckily, my processes for things like that, reactions at least, I tend not to edit them much so I can get them out immediately.
Yeah.
So that's what I did for that. With my thoughts, I wrote a script really quickly, and then, I recorded it and like did the editing. The problem is like it's the script writing and then the editing that takes a long time for me.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I want to do like these very specific edits, and I'm just like, why am I trying to do that when I'm really just trying to get my thoughts out, and I don't really need to spend time doing these like little meticulous edits, but at the same time I don't want my analysis videos to be too short, because otherwise it's not an analysis.
Yeah.
Which is why I more so call it a thoughts video, because I was just like, that's not an analysis. And yeah, they tend to be short because I'm just like, I don't know what else that I can talk about, because mostly it's me addressing other people's concerns, and I need more time to think about things, like my own concepts and ideas that I have for like where the story might go. So it's hard for me to say that stuff on the spot.
Yeah. I've been having a similar problem actually, and it's been kind of a fight inside my head where you might have something similar to this, where it's on one side, so, oh, you got to get content out, you got to get it out, you got to get it out, got to get it out. And there's the other side where I'm thinking, no, I want to make stuff that's actually, worth watching.
Mm-hmm.
And the analysis video was me making some, and I could have made a longer one, which is what I was going to do. But at some point it was, for me, it's a little too late. There's most of the stuff that there was, I'd already really talked about, so I didn't really have much to say. So I had to think, do I want to, force a video out that's like, I call it an analysis, but it's basically the same thing I made, or it's very surface level? Or do I want to say, I'm going to pull back, I'm going to actually take time making something to make it better, which in my case, it gives me more time to help Canadian guy with his videos, because I've been editing those for a couple of months now. So
okay,
it definitely helps, because his videos tend to be a bit heavier sometimes when it comes to editing. So then I'm kind of trying to ignore the part where it's going, you got to make videos, man. You gotta keep, pumping stuff out, because if you don't, it's going to be bad. And I'm like, no, I have to calm down. I have to be like, I've got some other stuff to do. I'm going to just try to make the best thing I can. And if it takes me a while to make it, then I will. I know not everyone's in that position, and some people just have to make stuff. I understand that. Just for me personally, it's, I had to find the balance of how much do I make, or how good do I make it? And I'm kind of leaning toward, I'm just going to focus on how good I make it now, and not forcing myself to talk about, something that maybe I don't even want to talk about necessarily. And this is, I think, what actually led to me stopping for a while, and what really led to me kind of pulling away from a lot of stuff was I had that mentality of I have to make stuff, but at the same time I was also editing for other people. I wanted to help out, and I'm still kind of doing that now. But when I started, and kind of up to 24, 25, I was doing stuff for other people until like the last little bit. I was focusing on my own stuff, and it was always panicking about getting something out. And I never said to myself, there is a point when I just have to stop thinking about it, and I have to give myself a little bit of room to just be myself or be, do something else, because not everyone is, we want to make videos all day. I'm not one of those people. I like to, I like to sit down. I like to, talk to other people about, little OCs and, little stories and stuff. I like doing that. I like, going on Steam and looking at all the games I have and not knowing what to play, despite the fact I have 50 of them.
It's like looking in the fridge and there's still no food.
It's so bad. I have so many games to play. A bunch of Fallout games, too. And then I got a friend who said, "Oh, you should play Diablo 4." And then now I'm playing StarCraft 2 with Canadian guys. So, yeah. But that being said, I, at some point, thought to myself, I need to prioritize myself at some point over the videos and the YouTube channel, because if I don't do that, then the YouTube channel will just explode, or it will just fade, and that's kind of what happened to me. So I guess point being, find your balance, don't overextend yourself. It's kind of the lesson I took after a while.
Yeah, I get that. The thing is, I'm still struggling to find topics to discuss, because I'm like, oh, I could talk about this, but I'm like, but have I already talked about that enough? And, it's just like, I don't want to make multiple videos on the same thing. And then, I don't want to repeat myself. I have such a fear of repeating myself and, milking things. And I am just waiting for more news to drop about A Realm Beyond. Like, I just need something new, something more to talk about.
Yeah, that's kind of the struggle. There was a couple of things in the trailer that I saw, and I was like, oh, that's something neat. And I thought to myself, do I want to talk about it? Well, how much is there to actually say? I can speculate on it a lot, but that's not really a lore video. That's a speculation video, and I don't want to speculate on something that I have basically next to no information on. But I know that's fun for some people, and other people do it. That's completely fine. But for me personally, that's not rewarding. I would like to have a little bit more substance to it to actually make something, and I can't really do that a whole lot with what we have. I had that with the scepter or whatever there was, and going on about that, and other people had different ideas of what it was, and they're all really cool ideas. We just don't have anything else to say about it. Then I think what we already have, and personally for me, I just don't want to repeat myself over and over again, which is why a bigger analysis video never really happened. And especially with all of the Spyro stuff, I said to myself, well, I've kind of already said this. I've said my piece on a lot of things. I think I don't have a whole lot to say. So now I've been looking at other stuff, because I remember I used to do like other content. And one of the realizations I had, which made me feel real stupid, I'm in a VC with a couple of other people, and I'm talking about, oh man, there's not a whole lot the best conversations happen in the VC, by the way. I'm just like, oh, I don't really know what to talk about. I'm just trying to figure it out. And one of my friends, so the guy who wrote the books I'm covering, he told me, you're called Lord of the Dragon, right? And I said, yeah. He's like, that means you can just talk about dragons in general, dude.
Yeah. Is that why you did the World of Warcraft one?
Yeah, World of Warcraft, Glide. I got Cavern of Dreams too. I was gonna stream that. I haven't yet, because my AC would have, cursed my PC to, melt. But
yeah.
I was looking at other dragon stuff. I was even looking at like Elder Scrolls, like Skyrim. I was like, oh man, I could actually just do a lot of funny stuff. Like, oh, if I know lore of all these different games, I just throw them all together. I just talk about that, and there's a bunch of stuff I could talk about there. I know that's not necessarily the same with everyone though, and sometimes you kind of are stuck with that, and it's kind of hard to get out. And I'm still kind of trying to figure out whether or not I can do that. And know for some people it's definitely a bit of a volatile thing. Like if you do that and you rely more on YouTube and the video does poorly, that's pretty bad. So you're kind of locked in to talking about the stuff. But I think if you can't afford it, actually being able to go and look, say, oh, well, in my case, oh yeah, no, I'm called Lord of the Dragon. I can just talk about dragons. That means I can talk about literally anything. Dragons are everywhere. So I can just bring stuff up. And when I'm, when Spyro has stuff, when Spyro's, got more things going on, yeah, I go talk about Spyro because that's what, the channel was built on. That's, what was there. Of course, I'll go back to that, but, have some, live a little, have some fun with other stuff.
Yeah, that's the tough thing for me.
Yeah.
Because, I love Spyro, and that's mostly what I talk about, and I feel like that's the content that does best on my channel, so...
Yeah, yeah.
But, sometimes there are just other things that I want to talk about, and, despite it not... Well, I mean, my Crystal video did pretty well, I mean, because she's the popular furry character.
Yeah.
I think.
I
think that's fine.
Oh, okay. I thought you said you think they're the popular one. I'm like, what do you mean?
Yeah, I think she's popular. She might not be, but who can tell?
Oh man, someone said. I remember someone saying Cinder was not that popular. I'm sitting there thinking to myself, wait a minute, you said what now?
No, Cinder is very popular, but within the Spyro fandom, like maybe not outside of it, like Crystal is, and that's what I said. I was like, Cinder is the Crystal, to Spyro, and they're saying like, oh, I don't know about that. I was like, she doesn't have quite the same reach, and I'm like, yeah, but within the fandom, she does.
Yeah, in comparison, inside the fandom. Now, I will say, I do remember, and I will go on record saying this because I am cringe, but I am free. There is a mod for a grand strategy game that takes place in the world of My Little Pony. And I said, okay, fine. I was like, this is stupid. Let me just see what's going on. And for some reason, Cinder is in the mod. No one else. Just Cinder.
What? Interesting.
Yeah. I genuinely do not understand why. Like, to this day, I do not understand why they are there. I do not understand who put them in. I have not heard anything since. And I will probably live with that for the rest of my life, not knowing what was going on.
So wait, what mod is this?
Okay, so it's called Equestria at War, called Hearts of Iron 4.
Okay.
It's for some reason, it's like, as far as I know, it's like one of the better mods for that game too, which is the funniest thing. This is something and when I went into the deep dungeons, when I stopped making YouTube videos, I heard about it and I'm like, you got to be kidding me. And then I realized it was actually real, and that the developers are actually really good at their job and making this mod. And I just said, yeah, you know what, that makes sense.
So it's a My Little Pony mod, except Cinder's there for some reason.
Yes, because they're the dragons, and so this is the world that I stumbled upon, and I am cursed with the knowledge of.
Well, I mean, hey, that tells you that Cinder is popular outside of her own fandom, sort of, I guess.
Yeah, that was the point I was trying to get to, but I kind of forgot the point. So yeah, thank you for go in the roundabout way explaining what I was trying to say beforehand.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that proves it.
Yeah, you see, that's the point. That's the point of the entire thing.
Maybe not to the extent that Crystal is, but still, if she's able to be acknowledged outside of the Spyro fan base, and random people from other fandoms like My Little Pony in this case, and I'm sure there's another one. I'm sure there's tons of dragon related fandoms out there.
Oh yeah.
Who have been like, Cinder, just because she's from Legend, which those people tend to gravitate toward.
Yeah, it's a wild world out there.
Quite.
Yeah.
So let me see. Did have another question. So, what are some of the most important things that you think A Realm Beyond should have? And what would it need to do in order to surpass your current favorite game?
Like favorite game at all time, like any game.
Favorite Spyro game. But
Favorite Spyro.
sure,
Okay.
if it, yeah, to make it, what would make it your favorite game ever?
Favorite game? Oh man, that's that favorite. Okay, the Spyro, comparing it to the rest of the Spyro games is a lot more fair, because if you tried to name it like, oh yeah, the best game ever, you're competing with Halo, which is an entirely different
Right.
series. So
That's,
I'm
yeah.
I'm gonna pull it back for a second, because there's no I'm sorry. I'm sorry. If you beat Halo like 2 or Halo 3, I would actually lose it. I would just be stunned. I'd be stunned, locked on the floor. But okay. So it's weird for me, because if I had to say what my favorite game was, I couldn't really decide between like Reignited. I'm gonna count that as one game, and then The Legend of Spyro. But it's weird. I guess I like Reignited for the gameplay, because the gameplay feels really nice. I like the platforming and all the stuff in it. But I like the world of The Legend of Spyro. So they kind of, the both of them, like, oh, this is my favorite gameplay. This is my favorite story. I don't really have like a favorite game, I guess. Best way to put it. If I guess to surpass both of those, I mean, it would be easy. You have something with the quality of, let's say, Spyro 1 Reignited, I guess, where, the gameplay feels really nice, the animations are good, the designs are creative and all this stuff. But then you have something that feels like an actual world, which is what I miss from The Legend of Spyro.
Yeah.
So I guess, honestly, it would just be making the world of Reignited feel like an actual world, and having parts of it that seem a bit more like, obviously it's a Spyro game, it's cartoony, whimsical, all of that, but there are parts of it that contrast to it. So like having something that highlights the gameplay and the world itself, I think would, at least for me, make it better. It would bring it up higher, because then I could enjoy the world while enjoying the gameplay. Not to say I didn't enjoy the world of the originals, but when I'm going between, for me, because I grew up with, this more story narrative games like Halo, when I'm going from, Artisans, that's pretty cool. And then I go to Spyro 3, maybe, Reignited, and it's just completely different. Or I guess Spyro 2 sometimes has this, where there are such conflicting ideas that in the game itself that makes sense. But if I'm looking at it like, oh, I want to explore the world, I want to know how this works, then I'm like, yeah, I can't. I'm obviously not taking this seriously. There is part of me that does want to take it a little bit more seriously and read into stuff. So I guess any game that does that, I would probably be like, oh yeah, that's cool. How you do that, I guess, depends. I mean, I'm not saying like, oh, you gotta do what the Elder Scrolls does, and you go into like a tavern and read a book about, how some dude landed, on some homeworld at some point and said, "This is mine now," and that was it. Or some crocodile, sent the dragons halfway across the world and said, "Yeah, this is our home now," or whatever. I don't need that. Just something where it's, oh, you have environmental storytelling, you have a world that feels like it's connected and not just nonsensical.
Right.
Hope that makes sense.
So basically, more lore.
Yeah, I mean, I could have just said that, couldn't I? I feel like the name kind of spells itself out. Yeah, I would like more lore. I would like a world that I can sink my teeth into and not necessarily go through it and just kind of be done with it. I would like to see all the little details and stuff, because honestly, that is what I find fun about Reignited. Like, I go through stuff and I'll be playing things and I'll see like little things that pop up. I'm like, huh, that's kind of cool. I want to have that experience. Because then it's like,
yeah,
oh, you get rewarded for noticing that. That's the thing I would think would be really cool.
Yeah, I can respect that, because hey, I want that too.
Hmm.
I want I want world building details. I want character details, definitely. And I want Cinder to be there. How do you think she could be implemented?
Okay, yeah, you're handing me a bomb. All right, that's what you're doing. It's the fuse is
oh, that's
going
what
off.
you're doing.
Oh my god! Yeah, I say coffee, and everyone's like, "Oh my!" You said
A
coffee.
coffee.
I definitely. Oh, that's what I did over the last 5 years. I developed an accent. Oh man,
You developed okay, tell me how that happens.
I don't know. No one does. Genuinely.
Where are you
No one.
from?
I'm from the West Coast.
Okay.
I was born in the West Coast. Like I was, I moved across the country multiple times, but like, yeah, I trick some. I've had people think I'm Canadian. I've had people think I'm European. I've had people think I'm from like New England. I'm like, nah, none of those. Yet somehow I still have the accent.
I would
understand.
think you're from New York.
That's the thing. No one from my family's from New York. No one. Yet somehow, when I say stuff, I go, yeah, I'm just going to take a walk. I'm going to go get some, coffee at the coffee shop.
A coffee shop.
It's bad. It gets worse, as people pointed out, too. It's like a curse. But yeah, anyway, so let's talk about Cinder and not coffee. So I like the idea of, I've heard some people say, oh, like a contrasting character. I like the idea of them being a bit more serious in this world and maybe learning how to not be so serious and not all doom and gloom as a character arc. But it really depends if you want to have them as a dynamic or a static character. It just depends. I like there's one animation or like animatic I saw, and I think it was taken like animation from like She-Ra, if you know that show.
Mm-hmm. Very
and
well.
It's I feel like I've forgotten something that was very essential.
The fact that I'm a huge Masters of the Universe fan.
Okay, yeah, there you go. Okay. So that's the okay. Yeah, anyway. So I'm listening to this. I think there's an animation and it's Cinder's very like aggressive, and then Spyro is just making fun of her over something that she did. And it's the dynamic of them bouncing off each other because Cinder's really aggressive and like, oh yeah, I know, it's just beat up people. But then Spyro is all like, oh, he's full of whimsy. He's fun. He's a bit of he's a fun guy. He charges and does all the adventures and stuff. He's a nice little hero, nice little SpongeBob hero.
Right.
Well, I think it would be a cool idea for Cinder to be a contrast to that. Now, if you go into the whole backstory and you try to do something similar to Legends, I don't know if it would fit. But if you could integrate something where it is, you are acknowledging what happened, but you're, unlike in Legends, you're able to show it, give it the respect it deserves, and then see the character grow out, not to say out of it, but grow beyond that, I think would be cool. Just to see like the character actually, taken seriously, have a contrast of this whole whimsical world, and then being able to, heal and seeing that healing process, I think would be nice.
Okay. So Cinder's doom and gloom. Spyro is the
yeah, kind of that, or it's just like
Cinder.
I don't necessarily want to have like Cinder's just mad all the time.
Don't want her to be just the emo one.
Yeah, no, I think that there has to be nuance. Like, yeah, sure, you can have like she might take things a bit more seriously, but then you would have Spyro come in and like go, oh yeah, no, this is completely fine, or like Cinder see something like, oh, I don't. What is that? And Spyro's just like, yeah, that's fine. That's nothing. And Cinder's just like, what? What do you mean that's nothing? It's like,
so she's the more logical one.
Yeah, I guess that's the better way to put it. It's just more like there's a logical person inside a world that makes absolutely no sense. Because I just think it would be funny to see.
I would like that. All right. Well, I'm out of questions.
Okay, gotcha. All right. So I guess I have an improv question. Are there any games you're looking forward to outside of like uh, Realm Beyond, all of that in like the next year?
Um, man, somebody else asked me this question, and
Ooh.
I was trying to think of what exactly there is. I know I want to play Rayman, the Legends Retold. I want to play that.
Yeah, I've seen some. I haven't looked at the trailer yet. It's been a while, but I did see people kind of excited about that.
And there are a couple other games that I wanted to check out. Like, what was that one called? Tides of Annihilation or something?
Oh yeah. Tides of Annihilation is like the Arthurian Legend adventure
Yeah.
game. Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm excited for the new God of War.
Ooh, yeah. That seems like it would be seems like it'll be fun. I still need to play through those games.
I've never played them. This will be my first. Well, I've played a little bit of like the original ones, but they weren't kind of, I don't know. I never really got into them.
Well, if you do a live stream, you should have we'll do like a reverse thing. We'll be me and Canadian guy watching you play God of War.
Okay, yeah.
Look, hey, look, it'll be fun. The last time was fun. We'll do it again. It'll be great.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah.
What else? Oh, there's Exodus.
Yeah.
That's like the one that's like a spiritual successor to Mass Effect.
Yeah, this
I'm
wasn't
not
made by
sure
the.
when that'll be out.
This is made by BioWare devs, right? Was that it, or is that something else?
Yeah, it's like it's made by like some like Mass Effect veterans, like some BioWare veterans, I think.
Yeah, I do remember seeing. I was like passively interested in it. I haven't played a whole lot of Mass Effect, but like
Oh, you
the
should.
world and stuff. Yeah, I've got the. I got an absolute steal of a deal that rhymed on Steam, and it was like $5 for the Legendary Edition,
Yes.
and then maybe like another $5 for Andromeda. I know that's not necessarily everyone's favorite game, but I figured I'd just pick them up for like $10.
I like it.
That's a steal, man. I like the premise of Andromeda, I think, but I don't know a whole lot about it. And I did like parts of Mass Effect. I just need to get past the whole, you could play this scene again, right? To get a different outcome. You don't have to feel bad every time you make a wrong choice. I'm just.
Mm-hmm.
I have to get used to that. I'm not used to playing those things. I'm usually used to Halo. You get a gun, you shoot the alien, then you blow up a giant hula hoop, and then that's it.
Hey, I have had an absolute blast watching like any of my friends play Mass Effect. Like I watched my friend Hari play it beginning to end. I watched. She still needs to play Andromeda, by the way. I watched Mark play some of it. Well, he played 2 and 3. He still needs to go back and play 1, but now I'm pretty sure. Like I just wanted to play through the whole thing again.
Yeah.
And hey, even Dragon Age. I'm now
yeah.
watching Mark play Dragon Age 2 because I was like, you have to get it.
Yeah, I actually, speaking of, I was gonna go try to get into that. Well, after I'm done with the new video I'm working on, I'm probably gonna take a little bit to do my own thing. I was gonna try out Dragon Age. I think it was the 2 games I'm kind of trying out right now are Guild Wars 2, because I had a couple people who are interested in that, which also has a dragon in it, by the way. So as an ice dragon, which is really cool for me. That's not a pun. And then Dragon Age, I thought would be neat to try it because I'd heard a lot of good things about it, except for Vanguard apparently. But
Okay, listen, I think Veilguard is not, it's not a bad game. It's good. I like the gameplay. The gameplay is really fun. It's just some of the writing is just, it falls a little flat, but
okay.
It's the gameplay is very fun. And I do like a lot of the characters.
Yeah. There's a lot of like that I want to try, and especially ones that are older. Like I know there's like, we were doing the Spyro 1, going to the original trilogy, and I'm playing through those, but I think it was so there's Dragon Age, Guild Wars. I wanted to try out I'm getting Diablo, getting into some of the old Blizzard real-time strategy games. I think StarCraft 2, played a match with a couple people, Warcraft 3, stuff like that. And then one of the games I'm looking forward to that I do want to play, besides the new Halo game, is Ace Combat. I think it's 8 now. That's coming out at some point. That's literally just you fly in a jet and you blow stuff up, and I'm like, I'm good with that, man. I'm good. Give me that game now, please. But
yeah,
I think there's a trend. I think I just like things that fly and things that blow stuff up. That's very easy to please when it comes to that. The story's a bonus.
honestly, I'm very much the same way when it comes to games that if I could play as a female character and fly in any way, like, I'm there.
Hey, look, that's cool. That's cool. It's definitely, it's annoying because there's a lot of games I'm like, oh man, I gotta play that, and it's been 2 decades, and now I can, I'm finally like, oh man, now I can go talk to literally everyone I know who already played these games when they were kids. I'm like,
Yeah.
Oh no.
That's the thing. It's like, hey, I finally played this like 20 years later.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I had that with Spyro 1, but I think I might have had that with a couple other things. I think it was some strategy games. I had that with like Total War. I had that. Some of the Sonic games. I can't remember. I think it was in general as well, just like any Blizzard game. Because I never played any Blizzard games or any like of the old PlayStation games. That was just not a thing for me, except for like Cars, the video game, which blew my mind.
Hey, it's kind of like me with Nintendo. Like, my first console was a Super Nintendo, but I didn't play Mario or Zelda or any of those growing up.
Yeah, I still really haven't played Zelda. I've only really played like Breath of the Wild for like 5 minutes, and I just see a bunch of stuff coming out where it's like, oh yeah, by the way, there's this. What's the like remake they're making? Was that Ocarina of Time, or was that?
Yeah.
I haven't even touched that. And Star Fox, I haven't even touched that either. And that's I remember I think I told you, like, asking like which one I should play first. I got like 3 answers from 3 different people.
Adventures, but no one said that.
No one except you.
Hehehe.
So yeah, maybe I'll do that. I'll stream me playing Adventures.
Yes.
Yeah, that'll be it. No, yeah, let's go.
You have no idea how happy it makes me. I'm sorry, I love that game so much.
No, it's
despite its flaws and criticisms.
Yeah, okay. Well, as long as you're fine with me pointing out the stuff that either I like or I don't like, then yeah, sure, why not? I'll
think of it as a Zelda game.
Yeah, I haven't played a Zelda game.
Well, then there you go. It'll be, just like me, it'll be your first Star Fox game and your first Zelda game.
Oh, man. And I'll be able to view everything else through the lens of Adventures. It'll be great.
Yes.
Be like, man,
we're going to have the same experience.
Yeah, you have someone else to talk to about it. Oh, that does sound like a plan. Yeah, sure, why not?
All right. You heard it here, folks. He's playing Adventures as his first Star Fox game.
Yeah. Oh boy, I better not post this on anywhere. As everyone could be like, nah, you don't play that.
And I'll be laughing evilly in the background.
Look, it'll be funny. Like, this is my counter argument to everyone saying no. It'll be funny.
But look, it'll be funny though.
Look, funny is like one of the best excuses.
It's true.
That is true. It's very true. I've learned this over the last year of me not making stuff.
All right. I believe that's a good place to end it.
Yes.
Thank you so much for being on this episode. This was a very, very fun conversation. Very funny.
Yeah, I'll be down to do it again too if you want.
Yes. Once we get more information on Realm Beyond, I'm gonna go back around and get all the people again.
Yeah. We should get like everyone in at once so we all talk over each other, and then nothing actually gets said, and it's just us arguing the entire time.
Wouldn't that be wonderful?
That would be wonderful. It would be great. It would get many views, and that's what counts.
That's always what counts.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you, all of you out there, for listening. As always, don't forget to subscribe for more casual gaming content, and I will see you on the next SpyroCast. Until then, this is Miharu, signing off.